Hello, it's Brett Campbell, and today I'm going to share with you what I believe are the key fundamentals that it takes on how you can become good at something. Now imagine a skill or something that you're currently doing that you would like to take to the next level. Maybe you're practicing your basketball free throws and you want to get better at that, or maybe you want to improve your grades at school, or maybe you just want to get a pay rise at work. Okay, and when it comes to getting a pay rise at work, we all know what needs to happen is you need to make yourself more valuable. So I'm going to teach you how you can make yourself more valuable as a human asset. Right here I am talking about you as an asset, but we are assets, how you can become really good at something. And the first thing that you must take into consideration when you are on a search for becoming a greater person or becoming better at something or looking to enhance the current skill level is you need to allow yourself to become uncomfortable and to be okay with being uncomfortable. Now imagine a doctor, right? Doctors just finished study, they've just been studying for 8-12 years, however long it is, it's a very long time anyhow. You've just finished your studies and you're going into your first open heart surgery. Is that doctor, is that new doctor going to be comfortable, or are they going to be uncomfortable going into that? Now of course they're going to be uncomfortable, but are they going to let that uncomfortable feeling that they're feeling inside of them ruin this entire operation? No, because they're comfortable. They've put themselves through situations, through simulations on how you can be comfortable when pretty much everything else around you is telling you you shouldn't be. Imagine the racing car driver sitting in his first Formula One test lap going around the track. Never been in a car like that before. Are they going to be uncomfortable or comfortable? Well, they're going to be uncomfortable. If you're a mother or you're a father, imagine that first time that you actually went home with your baby by yourself. Well, you've never done this before. It's a new skill for you. I bet you're not very comfortable. But I can tell you for a fact, you look at my sister, she's had twins, and when they came aboard, not only did she have one level of uncomfort, she had to deal with two babies, and she learned, she developed. But I can tell you what, her third son that she had, man, it all just happens because she's comfortable, she's learnt the skill. The next thing is accepting that the beginning is always the hardest. So I'll give you those examples there. The doctor with the open heart surgery, who's done 1,000 different surgeries, he could probably go in there with his eyes shut and complete the surgery at a top level. It's because they have accepted at the start, accept that whatever it is that you're about to embark on, if you're about to embark on building your own online business or your own business, or you're about to leave your job, or you're starting a new subject at school, you may be studying, and maybe you need to be comfortable with being the oldest person in the class. When I went to university, I'd already finished an apprenticeship, so I was the 21-year-old kid going into the 17 and 18-year-olds in the class, and I was the actual oldest in the class. I needed to be comfortable being that person, where a lot of people, they see that as a roadblock already, and it'll stop you from moving forward on the path it is that you want to take. So you need to accept that the beginning is always the hardest. When you started tying your shoe, learning how to tie your shoe, I mean, when I was doing it, I was like, oh, I get so frustrated that I'd throw my shoe off and I wouldn't even wear shoes. Now, imagine if I kept that attitude up my entire life. I'd be walking around bare feet all day. But I had to accept that the beginning is always going to be the hardest part. They say it takes 21 days to change a habit. I guarantee you can do that quicker. If you start implementing correct behavior switches and patterns into how you approach a task. If you just go into this new task, this new subject that you're going to be studying, and you just go into it with the mindset that, I'm going to allow myself to be uncomfortable here. There's going to be times where I don't know what I'm doing. I'm talking to a video camera right now. I have to allow myself to be uncomfortable with this process. Right? I had to allow myself and understand that the first video is always going to be the hardest. When I look back at my first ever video I uploaded to YouTube like 5 years ago, I looked at it the other day and I just totally laughed. I laughed at it because it was done on a very shoddy camera to start with, and just I seen myself using the first editing features that you could use, and it was just, looking back, it's always that amazing thing of being able to see where you've actually come from. And it's understanding, if I had have not taken on that task when I first started and I didn't accept that, this is going to be hard, I'm going to make mistakes, then I would never be here today, standing right here, giving this message to you right now. So you need to accept that the beginning is going to be the hardest. They say it takes 21 days to change a habit, like I just mentioned. Just give yourself 5 days. I guarantee you, if you do this and you commit to this thing 100% and you know that it's going to be uncomfortable, accept that you're going to get things wrong, okay? Just take that on as part of the process, that's it. You're going to get things wrong. When you're learning to drive a new car, you're going to miss gears, you're going to stall it at the lights, you're going to do many of those things, but has that ever stopped you from continuing on driving? No, because you know the value of driving is important in your life. Think about that. When you first took your driving lesson, I remember I took one of my first driving lessons and I was sitting at the lights, and the hill, there was a slight hill at the lights where I stopped, and I was like, oh no, I can't do hill starts properly. And as you imagine, if you've been there before, the light went green, all of a sudden I had my foot on the clutch, and then I'm lighting it up at the lights, not on purpose. It was because I was so uncomfortable with what was about to happen. I couldn't slowly take my foot off the clutch and put it onto the gas pedal. I just reacted, but that didn't stop me from driving, okay? That didn't stop me. So be comfortable with being uncomfortable and accept that the start is always going to be the hardest. Think about this. Let's look at the NASA skyrockets, the spaceships they send up to space. 75–80% of the fuel is used in the first launch phase. All right, think about that. 75–80% of the fuel is used in the first launch phase. That's a really powerful concept if you think about that. Look at all trajectory of growth. I mean, people say success happened overnight. It doesn't happen overnight. Right, you've been working on it for years. Here's another example. There's a Chinese bamboo tree. And after you've watched this video, go and check this out. Chinese bamboo tree. They say that in the first 4 years, you must fertilize it and look after it, water it every single day for the first 4 years. And it doesn't even come out of the ground. It doesn't even shoot from the ground. But something really amazing happens. And in the 5th year, the head starts popping out of the ground. And within 5 weeks, literally 5 weeks, that Chinese bamboo tree can grow up to 90 feet tall. Now the question, did that tree grow 90 feet in 5 weeks or in 5 years? So understand that concept, and I really hope you can take that with you, that it's not going to be easy at the start. You might not see results for some time, but just know that you're working to a greater cause. And I also want you to look and be on the lookout for complacency and being complacent in the whole growth trajectory. Because what can happen is you can get to a certain point, like you start out at the start and you're like, yeah, I want to get to this level. But as you go through, you're like, oh, it's a little bit harder. I'm getting my feet. I'm starting to progress. Then all of a sudden you can just get content with where you are, and you're not following through with the belief and the desire and the passion that you originally had when you started. All I ask you to do is, if you ever feel yourself getting into that complacent position, you ask yourself, is this where I want to be? Is this where I am happy to remain? So for example, I went to university. I didn't complete my university degree. I completed 1 year. Got to the end of university and I was like, okay. And I assessed the situation, and I realized, and I made the decision that was best for me, that I was not going to continue on. Now, there's a whole big backstory to that, and I'll share it in future episodes, but make sure that you are open to change as you're traveling along this road to become good at something. Because what you start out trying to be good at may just be one of the steps to show you that you can be good or you can be great at something else. And the last thing that I believe, in order for you to become good at something, is you must invest. Invest your time, invest your energy, invest your money, your hard-earned money. Go and buy a book, go and buy an audio course, go to a seminar and take up that person's course and follow it through if you feel that it is in line with what you want to become good at. If you want to become a good golfer. So at the start of the year, I set myself a personal target that I want to get myself down to a 5 handicap for golf. And my first steps was, okay, I need to improve a fair bit of my game. Went out and bought myself a brand new set of clubs. Not that I needed that, but I thought that'd give me a good little incentive. So I bought a new set of clubs and I'm like, okay, I need to be shown how to use these clubs properly, because if you're a golfer or you know anything about golf, hitting with a new set of clubs can totally change your game. Just look at Tiger Woods. There's a lot more than the golf clubs there. But I went out and got a coach. I got a coach to watch me hit some balls, to give me instruction on what I needed so I could help fast track that entire process. Okay, so just quickly recap on how you can become good, or you can become great at something, is you need to allow yourself to be uncomfortable. Understand and know that the start is always going to be the hardest. The first few days, the first few months, even the first few years may be the hardest. Understand that. If you can go into this and understand that that is a pure concept of what you are working towards, then you're going to have that passion, you're going to have that desire to get through, because you know that it's just part of what has to happen. It has to rain in this world, right? We need it to rain so it can water the earth, so we can grow plants, grow food. We know that, so we accept it. So I want you to accept that the beginning's always going to be the hardest. Then I want you to be on the lookout for complacency. Okay? You need to look out for being content and being complacent, and just being aware of where you're at on the journey, and be open to changing that, right? If you set out that you want to learn how to shoot 3 throws, and you want to get 10 out of 10, for an example, and you get to a level where you just can't get past 10 out of 10 and you're stuck on 7, ask yourself, okay, am I okay with that? Is that okay? Is that a place where I'm happy to stop? Okay, so think about wherever it is, whatever it is that you're looking to achieve, you need to go, am I happy with the level that I've currently achieved? And then the 4th component is you must invest, right? Time, energy, money. You need to invest into those areas so you can become good, but even more so, I want you to become great at something. So I'm Brett Campbell. I really hope you enjoyed today's training. Go out there, live with intention, love with passion, and never give up on your dreams.